I've had quite a rubbishy background, growing up and stuff, and I used to always rely on animals. And as I said, I used to run away from home, used to go and sleep with horses, learnt a lot from horses. These ginormous horses, I'll be laying in the corner.
Yeah.
And like if I was near them, they just used to step over me and stuff. Didn't learn a lot from people, really.
When we started up Bluebell House, I really wanted to get people that came there to have the opportunity to come and work on the farm and have the experience of being outside in nature and learning from the animals and learning from each other. So that's how it happened, really.
Come on, you're going to show yourself off a bit. Show off your beauty.
Yeah.
Everyone that comes to Bluebell House has had different kinds of difficulties, haven't they? Particularly in relationships, and have often felt quite frightened or let down by human beings.
I've grown up through people not caring. Do you know what I mean? But I don't feel sorry for myself. Ended up in the hospital, the crazy hospital. Hated it in there. Coming here has given me a lot of, I don't know, it just gives me a lot of warmth and it just makes me feel good.
That spotty face looks quite chubby.
Animals were always there for me. It was like an escapism.
Yeah.
They give you this, like a peace. There's nothing there that can hurt you, if you know what I mean. See the horses coming up to you. They want to know you, and they let you look after them, and the trust both ways. It's just absolutely wonderful.
I mean, that's something we learn about with the animals quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain, yeah.
Things I said to you all when you came was that the animals will trust you if you can be slow and quiet with them. Only a little tiny bit, 'cause they have
You're such a pig. Anyone would think you haven't been fed.
You already had an understanding of the way to communicate with the horses. You've been able to show that to other people in the group a bit.
Oh yeah, and also, I mean, if you're really scared, they can sense it. So it starts them off getting like nervy. Either let them come to you or you go to them. Just be gentle. Talk to them.
The animals do sense our feelings. And I wondered if you want to perhaps talk a little bit about that, because that's something that I think you've kind of learned while you've been here.
Yeah, I think definitely with Frankie, because he is a youngster, that I'd found there was particularly the time when you and I were trying to give him, put some treatment on his mane when he'd had some skin troubles, and because then I was panicking, he was panicking, and then between the two of us it was kind of and you then reminded me, because we'd had other situations where they'd been nervous but we were quite kind of enclosed there. He does pick up on that, and then as I'd calmed down he kind of thought, oh, actually I'm alright and I can be calm as well. But I think they definitely also, the ponies are aware if you're sad and things as well, because particularly with Frankie, who I do have quite a soft spot for, he has very much been just lovely if you know you want a cuddle with him, or when I found him, if he's been sat down asleep in the field and you can just lay down and tuck your head in on him. If I could fit him in the car to take him back to Bluebell, I would. You're probably the person that I'm closest to at Bluebell anyway, and I trust you. And seeing then how you were with the horses and that you were relaxed, I just thought, well, kind of trust you on that.
Once you get to know the animals, you just get to know their characters and things. You know, they kind of grow on you, you know, it's lovely.
Learning what makes them, what they do and don't
Yeah.
like. And
Where the ponies live, they might decide they want the food as well. It's easier for us.
One of the things with people who go to Bluebell House is that we can be really quite sensitive to rejection, or if we think we're being rejected. And initially when I would come to the farm, I would kind of quite take it quite personally if one of the animals then decided that they didn't want any more fuss or whatever, but it really isn't personal with them. It's just they have their own things that they might then decide they don't like. You're very loving most of the time, aren't you?
But do you think you've learned anything from being with the animals that has helped you learn more about what helps with human being relationships?
Being aware of signals that both people and animals give when they kind of want to be left alone, or they've had enough, that kind of thing. I think definitely you're more aware of it with the animals because it's just physical communication, body language. Yeah, so like with the ears, putting their ears back.
That's right.
I mean, obviously the chickens will just run away.
Well, the chickens come up to you when we feed them, don't they? And I don't know whether you want to say anything about when we fed them and how that feels for you, what it's like.
It's lovely feeding the chickens, and they're actually really quite gentle when they do eat from your hand.
I wonder where the others are.
Little chick, I know, I think they're all buried in amongst their wings. This one's very, very brave. Oh, Emily, did good. She's hungry, isn't she? She is hungry. I suppose she's had a lot of babies. Very brave. Oh my God. Hello, little baby chick. Oh my God.
Emily is the new cuddly hen. Yeah, they're just happy to be around you, aren't they, and accept what you're giving them. And
Oh yeah.
But I was also thinking, because we have watched the chicken and we've looked at how they are, and sometimes we've talked a bit about how they behave with each other.
yeah,
And what you've learned from that.
they do have quite a hierarchy, don't they? Literally a pecking order and arguing amongst themselves, and then the pecking of each other's eggs. That was just from one chicken, wasn't it? Yeah, that's not cool.
Can you say a bit more about the sheep because you learn about the sheep?
The sheep, you know, you have all the lambs, and then it's not only that, you know, with them giving birth and having all these lambs, you have to look after them as well at the end, check them, you know, like their teats, you know, for mastitis. What you do is go under and just feel the teats, and if they're really lumpy, that means they've got a touch of mastitis, and you check their teeth.
So you heard the saying long in the tooth?
Yeah.
So the sheep, when they get their long teeth, it's because they're older.
Ah.
She's just a year old.
Or you weigh them, and the horns, you check their horns. You know, there's a lot of looking after, isn't there? There are loads. But it's nice. You don't mind doing it. It's brilliant.
One of the rams, his horn had been... Was it because it was growing too much, and the way it was growing like into his head. So Owena held him, and I used a pair of special shears to snip a piece of his horn. And he was, well, it was a couple of pieces actually, wasn't it? We got quite a few chunks off him. He was good as gold. He wasn't shirty with us about it. And I always, even if I change handbags, I always have that piece of ram's horn in my handbag, which is bit. We snipped off quite a few chunks like that. I think it was the fact as well that we'd done something to kind of really help him, because otherwise he would have had like growing into his head.
You are such a handsome boy. Come and show your horn. You're a good boy.
You said that it was helping Sammy feel better that was really important to you.
Yeah.
When you come here as a group, sometimes we are looking and observing the animals because you can tell whether they're in good health or not if we closely observe them. And sometimes we're quite active, and it sounds like when we're active, that brings up something quite different.
Yeah, I like actually physically doing things that's going to help the animals, and actually doing something that makes me then feel like I have achieved something. There's no pressure, the animals aren't judgmental and they're tolerant.
Love coming to see you, don't we?
You're such a
You're
sweet,
kind.
aren't you, darling?
You're a kind boy, aren't you? Yeah. Dependable.
But between Buster particularly and the Rams, a bit like I said earlier about sometimes kind of being uncomfortable around men, and even though obviously they're animals, like with the Rams they're kind of lovely and kind and not aggressive or horrible or unpleasant, you know, they're just, Buster's he's dependable, Buster is. It's just everything about it. You're fab. We always like coming to see you.
Like, on the way here, I could be feeling right miserable down. Once I get going out there, you know, it's wonderful. You're a person again, if you know what I mean.
Like you always, even if, like Sue said earlier, even if you feel low before you come, you always feel better when you leave. We do like a mood before and after thing. It's just...
You're such a darling, aren't you?
Even if you've had a bad week and not gone out anywhere else, you can still get out in the fresh air and have a wander at the farm.
Over the time we've come to the farm, we've just seen how people have been able to make relationships with animals, and through that build up their confidence and their self-esteem, and then maybe begin to feel a bit more confident to make relationships with other people, especially when we're all taking part together and learning about animals together. And sometimes that's helped different people that we've come to the farm with to have conversations together and find new things to talk to each other about, and then felt safer in those relationships.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. It brings people out coming here, do you know what I mean? As time goes on, you know, you can make your life better. You can learn to trust people.
And we massaged a special treatment shampoo literally all over him, and then carefully did his face, and it really helped him. We first met him when he was only a couple of days old, and he's now, you're over a year old now, aren't you? You had a birthday party of a fashion. We love you, good boy. Good boy, you're all right, aren't you? You're such a good boy.